Hi, I'm Dr. Avis Williams, the proud superintendent of NOLA Public Schools at the Sarah T. Reed, and this is Voices of Future Leaders. Well, hello. I'm Dr. Avis Williams, the proud superintendent of NOLA Public Schools, and welcome to another episode of Voices of Future Leaders. And we are so super excited to be here today at Sarah T. Reed High School with some of our amazing scholars and a very special guest, Tarriona Tank Ball. Hi.
Hey, Superintendent.
So happy to have you here with us today.
So happy to be here with you guys today.
Yeah, so let's get started with some introductions. We're going to have our scholars just say your name and what grade you're in, and then we're going to dive in, y'all. We're going to talk about social justice. And I want to also say that we're filming this on World Mental Health Day. So some of our conversation is going to get into some issues around mental health and wellness too. But let's start down here. If you could just introduce yourself, young scholar.
My name is Javen, I'm in the 11th grade.
My name is Sanaya and I'm in the 10th grade.
My name is Jada and I'm in the 11th grade.
My name is Kayla and I'm in 10th grade.
My name is Trent and I'm in the 11th grade.
All right, welcome scholars, and we appreciate you taking time to share with us today. You know, one of the things that we're really working to do is make sure that your voices are being heard. You know, I oftentimes say the problems in our community and in our country, they're not yours to solve, but you deserve a seat at the table. So let's start off by talking about social justice. When you think about social justice, what does that even mean to you?
To me, social justice is creating a world where everyone is equally treated and has fair opportunities.
Wow, that is spot on. Tang, what you think about that?
I was like, ooh, I wonder what she gonna say.
But you know, I love that, where people are treated equally. You know, so we've got equity and equality in that. And other thoughts on social justice, what does it even mean? Do you think it's changed over the years? What do you think, Tank? Like the world that we live in now?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, just think about the world that our grandparents lived in, and even our moms lived in is so much different from what's going on right now. The change in social media, the change in social behavior. Although a lot of things are definitely hidden, at least outwardly, you can't be like you used to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely done to reform.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of you can't be like you used to be, that makes me think about what are the current issues today. We can talk about social justice by definition, but what does it mean in terms of issues? And young people, what issues matter to you as it relates to our community or even our nation?
I feel like accessibility is one of the most challenging things in our community, because although there's a lot of programs, we don't really hear about them. They're not as pushed as how other things for us are pushed.
Yeah, I like what you said about accessibility, because you know, when I define equity, I think about it as removing barriers and providing access. But if we don't have access, then we don't necessarily have the services or resources, we think, right? What else?
I think communication in our community would be helpful, like if everyone would be able to be heard. I know everyone has to say, but like if we all could be heard and we all would be able to put our inputs in, I think that would help a lot.
I definitely agree. Other thoughts on issues that challenge you or that concern you?
I feel like another issue is us being able to talk to older people, because oftentimes you're a child staying in a child's place, but the things are affecting us. So I feel like we should be the ones that are talking about it.
I also feel like one of the social issues would be the younger generation always feel like they're being judged for everything they're doing, so they don't feel like they can express themselves and tell other people how they're actually feeling, so they just keep it in and stuff. So I think that should change too.
That should change, I agree.
I feel like another issue that there is that you really never know like who you could trust and who you could go to for things. So most of the time, kids tend to hide how they feel, try to adapt to the norm, like follow behind what they see when they know that they're really not built like that. So it's just like a lot of kids don't think for themselves nowadays. They just feel like they have to go along with what everybody else have to go along with.
Wow, that's a lot. You know, when you think about being able to express yourself, I know as an artist, Tank, self-expression is extremely important. How do you think that can help our young people find their voices and feel heard?
I mean, just speaking to them earlier, letting everybody know that just how unique you are, as unique as your fingerprint. And groupthink is basically what you were talking about. That's just the name for it. Everybody just following behind what one person is saying because it's cool. And also with the internet, you have one thought that everybody don't agree with, and everybody about to come against you, so you just rather keep it to yourself. I myself rather keep it to myself. But when you have your own friends and your own adults that you can actually trust, that's when you actually can begin to express yourself. And arts, and poetry, and music, in these things like podcasts, this is the perfect time. And just in case you are wondering, we are listening. And if even I seem a little reserved, it's because I really want to actually know what you have to say.
I love that. And, piggybacking on what you just said, hearing what you have to say about our community. We talked about some social issues, and in a conversation earlier, some of you guys mentioned crime and violence within our community. What impact do you think that has on your wellness, your mental health, when you think about it, whether you're talking in your school, in your community? Because we know that recently we've had a couple of incidents in our schools where there was some violence that made it to the news. How does that impact you from a wellness or mental health standpoint?
Sometimes all of the negative things going on around leave a big effect on you as a student, because it's like you can't really enjoy yourself when all the things that's going on in the world is a lot of negative. Like when you think of high school, you think of like having fun and being able to socialize, but how could we do that when all that's being focused on is like things like crime and violence?
I want to piggyback on what she just said. Like, in high school, you expect that you would go out with your friends at a meaningful time, having time with your friends. But in New Orleans, I feel like if you stay out too long, maybe like past 9 p.m., like when it gets dark and you don't know where you at, like you wouldn't expect that in somewhere like the UK. But here, it's like you can get shot just for being where you are. Like you never know when your life can be taken for granted. So like I just think violence is taking a very big toll on our community because every day somebody's dying. And yeah, also I feel like the music that the youth listens to, the gun violence, I feel like that piggybacks off of everything, because you don't just grow up with violence like that. You grow up with it, but you can also listen to it and feel like I should do that too. So like I feel like peer pressure doesn't always have to be with your peers. It can also be through music. Yeah.
And
That's deep.
that's so deep. And it can be positive too, right? Because one of the things that I hope we can get to too through this whole series is solutions. So, because I can completely appreciate what you all just said, because these should be the best years of your life, right? So how can we look at this from a prevention standpoint, especially what she said about music and other influences?
We have to actually share that positive music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that the music today, being a music maker myself, the music is incredibly negative, especially the music that, and don't think that it's not done by design. That's what you gotta see, it is done by design. You don't ever hear a country song talking about killing somebody.
That's so true.
Right?
That is so
You don't
true.
ever hear a pop song talking about how I wanna murder you and how that's overjoyed. I went to the radio station and played my positive music for them, and it was like, oh, this will never be on the radio. And it was like literally a white older man telling me that as he is programming the minds of the youth. The radio is ridiculous, so you already know that the positive music that you do find, you have to spread it yourself. You have to be in charge of spreading it on your socials and not using just the most popular song because it's a cool sound on TikTok. You have to be in charge of listening and actually like sharing that, because that music is so negative that it's quicker than any weed, it's quicker than any heroin, because it's going to your ears and it's going through your soul, and before you know it, you're singing it, and before you know it, it's part of your everyday, and it's the soundtrack of your life. So what you're ingesting, diet is all of that. Everybody think diet is just some food. Diet is the media that you intake.
Wow.
So, and we are in charge of the media that we intake.
I Love that. And when we think about that from a mental health standpoint, obviously if it's in you like that, then it's going to impact the decisions that you make, even the relationships that you have. So what can we do in terms of prevention, young people? What are some strategies, some things that you do to support your own mental health and wellness, or maybe even to counter the feelings that you have around peer pressure? What are some solutions and things that have worked for you?
I would say like poetry, writing it down. I heard from Tank.
Yeah.
I heard from Tank that writing down, like you expressing yourself where no one else can judge you, where you can be yourself throughout the whole way.
Love it. What else?
I think programs is a big part of it, because with these programs you're able to sit down with people who are just like you and express what's going on, and you can talk to your peers rather than just trying to find a solution. You find the root, which helps you find a solution.
That's good. And you're a musician. Does that help you? Does playing music relax you? Does it take you to a different space? What does it do?
I like music.
Okay.
So I like the dopamine when I'm playing my horn.
Ooh.
And when I'm playing my horn, I feel like I'm just doing me.
That's good. That's good.
Going off of the music thing, I think it's good to find like a positive vibe or what you like to listen to, because it'll help relieve some stress. Or like if you have anger built up, you could listen to something that'll let you, just like sing along to it and relieve that anger.
Yeah.
I'm a big music head. I like listening to music.
Love it. Love it.
And I like that you guys, and I hope you are thinking as well that while you're talking to us, and if you're drawing a blank on something that seems as simple as what you can do to relieve your stress, then that's when you have to take your own soul searching into account and see what can I do in my own life that's going to add to me and take away the stresses in my life, even if they're on programs. And I love that you have the thought of programs, because we obviously need them, but exercising is very helpful and such a reliever. Taking up some type of kickboxing, looking at what locally you could be doing that's around, even though we obviously need more. Even me saying to myself, like, we need some more things. When I was growing up, we at least had Jazzland. It was right around the corner. I was able to walk to. We had the mall.
Nice.
We had the Grand. We had the movies. Like, you are going into school where there isn't much, right? To like literally keep us occupied. And we need that, right? We need more outlets.
Yep. And I'm glad you mentioned exercise. I'm a runner. Anybody else, athletes or workout or anything? Young people? Yeah, what do you do?
I run track.
Okay, good. What events do you run?
Long distance.
Okay.
800 through 32.
Nice.
I do band.
I love that.
Amongst other things.
Amongst other
So
things.
busy.
Yes, I love it. Any other sports or recreation?
I'm on the cheer team.
Oh, great. I was a cheer mom once upon a time.
Soccer.
Good, good.
I did dance and church, but I stopped.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Did you enjoy it while you did it? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on a soccer team and football team, and I do cross country.
Whoa,
Nice.
we have a soccer team here now?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Very
If they had any other programs here that would be perfect, that you think for yourself and for the students, what you think
Yeah.
type of programs they should have at this school?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I say more career programs, like get you started on what you want to do when you get older, like programs that help you like get started, such as like nursing, like outside of school. I feel like you shouldn't have to go to a program. I feel like your school should push you to make you want to do what you want to do.
Right, because there's life after high school, right?
So much life after high school. And we've got one of our scholars here who is at the New Orleans Career Center. You want to talk about what you're doing in nursing?
Yeah, I like that my school has gave me the opportunity to go outside of school and represent us at NOCC. At NOCC, I'm taking pre-nursing in Miss J's class. Right now, tomorrow or Thursday, we're about to get started taking our first benchmark of the semester. And at the end of this year, we might test early to get our nursing certificate so we can start working in hospitals and like clinics and stuff to actually get started. After we take our tests, we can shadow work. Shadowing is when you pick where you want to go and they take you there and you shadow an actual person in that career. So like if you want to be a dentist, they're going to take you to a dental hygienist place and you're gonna start doing what they're doing. And it gives me an outlet because I like seeing other people outside of my school. Like in my class, I have other schools like Carver, McDonough 35, Warren Easton, Edna Carr, Morris Jeff, Jefferson Rise, a lot of other schools. I just like that we can all be connected, even though we don't go to the same school.
Yeah, that's dope. I
good.
love that. Any other programs you think they should have?
Within the school, a lot of people like playing their game a lot, like so.
Oh, you guys have esports?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We should. They were thinking about starting an esports club. There's already a chess club, like book club, like a lot of clubs that'll help build social awareness and like make friendships happen.
Nice.
I think our school offers a lot of good programs like NOCC, NOTEP, dual enrollment. But I want to shout out a really good program that like kind of like combines all of that into one, and it's like 100% free. It's a program called College Track,
Okay.
and you mix with a whole bunch of different schools, and you have to put yourself out there. You have to give yourself the opportunity. It teaches you how to really be an adult, whether you're going into the workforce after school, whether you're going to college after school. It's not only about learning. It has esports. It has all kinds of programs. Like
That's
they just
great.
took us voting.
Nice. Okay. So, one of the things that I push in the community is partnerships. So for any of our listeners out there, if you're interested in partnering with our schools, definitely reach out to us because I love the idea of our scholars being able to shadow to get a real good idea of what the workforce needs are and what skills they need. And definitely the things that you just mentioned for College Track, I'm sure volunteers and partnerships would make that even more impressive. Yeah. So let's talk about our schools a bit. What are some things that you are enjoying the most about your school and give you hope and optimism as it relates to your future? What gives you hope and optimism that you're getting from your school or community?
I would say that I'm enjoying my honors classes because like it set me up for college with the long essays and stuff. And like it's preparing me for when I have to go to school for like things like nursing.
Yep.
Like I'm getting more comfortable with it. So when I see it later on in life, I'll be used to it because
That's
I'm
good.
starting early.
Yep. It's real good.
One thing I really do enjoy about this school is how close-knit we are.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows everybody. You can actually go and talk to your teachers instead of being extremely professional. There's a time and a place. Like they make sure that's known.
Awesome.
I would like to add on, like, this school helps bring more connections. Like, in other schools, I say I would have never probably met, if we was at all at different schools, we probably never met each other, but this school is like, you are brought close together because how not very big we are. So it's like, it just shows, wait, what's the question?
No, you
Well,
got
you're
it.
good. Yeah, you're telling me what brings you joy and optimism and what gives you a sense of hope
Your
in terms of
classmates,
school.
friends,
Yeah.
peers you make,
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Oh, I'm only here at school for the first 2 periods of the day.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of the school, and not to sound, my favorite part of being at school is going to NOCC, because I made a lot of good friends at NOCC. I like doing projects with them. Like, it gets me a feeling of like not only being used to my own peers, but I'm getting used to other peers. Like, their emotions are very much different than what we have going on here.
Yeah.
See, I like seeing that more so I can get ready for life and stuff.
Love it.
I love that. Do y'all still have gumbo and grilled cheese?
Yes.
Yes. Very lucky indeed.
But I would like to add on where the school has brought more programs. I'm also in College Track, and College Track is very, like, I love College Track. It's just, them providing that
I
opportunity.
wish I had
Yeah.
College Track. It sounds so cool.
It
Them providing
does.
College Track, like, it just brings more joy. Like, you getting ready to go at the end of the day, because I go to College Track today,
Yeah.
once a week. So
Gotcha. Well, as we wrap up, Tank, what words of wisdom can you drop for our young people? Give them some additional hope and inspiration.
I'll actually take one that I have used for myself, and it's not a quote from myself. I mean, I didn't write it, but I just love that quote. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light not our darkness that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, beautiful, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? It is your light, not your darkness, that frightens us. And as you shine, you unintentionally give others permission, the right to shine as well. I love that quote. I live by it. When you're in high school, you kind of sometimes want to blend in so nobody could so you don't stick out, so nobody don't tell you anything. But you're meant to stand out, and I think you should own that and really embrace that.
I love it. That's a word. That's a word. So thank you so much to our scholars from Sarah T. Reed. You guys have a very bright future ahead of you, and I'm super excited to see how you're going to impact and change the world. So this concludes our episode of Voices of Future Leaders. Thank you, Tank, for being here with us and sharing in this amazing opportunity to hear our scholars' voices. So until next time, see you soon.